So here we are with Luke 16. It's a really, I think, a complicated chapter. To understand, you have to really dig deep into this one. It's got three certain areas of it. The first one is about a shrewd manager who's going to has lined himself up for the sack. Then you've got a very small sort of middle section about additional teachings, things like divorce. And then the last one is about Lazarus in Hades, in hell. So you really could spend all day trying to work this out, and perhaps you have the time to do it, should really knuckle down and look at what this very, in some ways, I think, complicated chapter is all about. But if I just home in perhaps on the first part of it, the shrewd manager, this is where a lord or his boss gives him the sack because he's fiddled the books. He's been sort of putting things into his own pocket from the business. And so what he actually does, the manager, is decide, well, okay, I better sort things out. So when I actually, have to leave the business, the manager seems to unwisely give him the Lord seems to give him some sort of grace period before he actually leaves. And during that time, the manager further fiddles the books. He gives the customers, lowers the amount that they owe to the business. So they look after him when he leaves the business. But very strangely, actually, the Lord, the owner of the business, he finds out that the manager's been doing this, fiddling with the books to line his pockets for when he leaves, and he actually congratulates the manager for this. And it gives you the feeling that the whole thing is corrupt, because it seems as though probably the manager learned all the corruptness that he has from the Lord, because he's actually, saying, well done, yep, okay, that's the type of thing I would have done myself. So it just gives you the full feeling that the actual business that is there is really corrupt from beginning to end, and probably the culture is set by the actual Lord himself. And so Jesus says, look, there's a people there, they work hard at actually, their shrewdness in terms of corruptness. But he said, look, that's not the way to do things. It's a pointless exercise. You're not going to gain anything by it. You're always going to be looking over your shoulder for, who's doing you over. If you're going to use money for anything, it's not just for your own ends. It's to do good, to get good friends that will enhance things. For example, you're investing in ethical things. You're trying to assist the poor and the likes. And so, in other words, what Jesus says is, don't run your financial affairs like this manager, or like the owner, or like the customers who are willing to all join in the corruptness. Use money so that you get good friends to do good things, and therefore eternity is when you'll get your benefits for all of it. So dig into this chapter. There's a lot more than just that in there. Really is a difficult one, but one of those chapters that would be great to spend some good time on it. Bye.